at me! I'm hideous!
Dude, you look exactly like you always look.
Take a closer look, dumb fuck!
Yeah, what is that, broccoli?
This isn't broccoli, this is a tragedy, that's what this is.
It'll come out. What's the big deal?
Well, I've begun seducing a woman. Her name, Dahlia Vandervaugh. Met her hella skiing in Alaska. Imagine that. So we've been planning on seeing a movie, and I need it to go well so I can lure her back to the mansion and murder the shit out of her. Oh, then her soul will be trapped with me forever.
Lord Atsnar, you've got to stop doing that.
But I get lonely.
It's just you keep turning people into these weird monsters, and they just resent you because they can't go anywhere or do anything except exist in your mansion. You're like if The Bachelor was a ghost.
Ah, fuck 'em. If my soul can't rest, why should anyone's?
You know, you could make me into a ghost. We get along, and we could hang out forever, and I don't particularly love being forced to be your servant, so it might be a good option.
Oh, please. If I killed you, you wouldn't come back as a ghost. You need unfinished business to be a ghost. What unfinished things would you have, lazy ass? You never got around to owning the world's grossest pair of sweatpants? Now you stay exactly where you are, as my unwilling eternal servant and best friend. I'll never properly seduce her looking like this. I look like a monster, like a hideous monster with shit in my teeth.
Stuck in there pretty good, huh?
Ian, this thing's more stubborn about coming out than Richard Simmons. And I'll tell you the worst part. Oh, while I'm trying to deal with this stuff stuck in my fucking teeth thing, I haven't even decided what movie to take Dahlia to yet. I was considering the new Beauty and the Beast movie, but I'm not sure.
Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah, it's either that or Holiday in Handcuffs, with that walking aphrodisiac, Melissa Joan Hart.
It's a tough choice.
But I've got a job for you. Go watch Beauty and the Beast while I work on this whole food stuck in my teeth dilemma. And when you're done, ask yourself, was Beauty and the Beast better or worse than A Holiday in Handcuffs? And based on that metric, you can help me decide which movie to take my date to.
You got it, boss.
Mom, come on, we're all adults here. We don't have to write letters.
How is Santa going to know what you want? Good night.
Good night.
You can't eat those.
What's it gonna look like if Santa doesn't eat his cookies?
Well, figures you're a dunker.
Of course. What are you, a twister? Oh, it's so wrong in so many ways.
All right, let's get this over with.
Ooh, the Oreo scene. This is where you really start to understand Trudy as a character.
Yeah, I figured I'd just refresh myself on this movie as long as... What is with your mouth?
Well, I couldn't get the broccoli out no matter what I did, so I just painted my teeth green.
Flawless.
All right, enough jibber jabber. Tell me about Beauty and the Beast.
A tale as old as time. Beauty and the Beast is the latest live-action adaptation of one of Disney's classic animated films, in which the bookish Maria von Trapp is being held captive in a castle by Krampus until Stockholm Syndrome overcomes the two and they fall in love. Of course, these two are surrounded by all the familiar characters that helped make the original film so fucking memorable. The standouts being Luke Evans as Gaston and Josh Gad as LeFou, who eagerly hammed it up throughout the entire feature. The lowlight amongst the characters was unfortunately the Beast, and it's not that he's poorly animated or acted, it's just that the original portrayal of the character is so iconic that Glenn Keane practically deserved a Best Actor nomination just for animating him. Let's do a little compare and contrast between the old movie and the new.
Ah, yes. When she comes in, give her a dashing, debonair smile. Come, show me the smile.
And when she opens the door, give her a dashing, debonair smile. Come, show me the smile.
As for Emma Watson as Belle, she did a fine job. For some reason I can't quite place, I thought she was well suited for the role of a bookworm who lives in an enchanted castle and falls in love with the ugliest person inside of it. The major benefit of making this movie live action was that it was able to go a little more into the backstory of the secondary characters who live within the world. Hand-drawn animation is time-consuming and expensive, so the original script was much more tightly written than this new one was. Now, with a longer running time, this movie was able to flesh out characters like Mrs. Potts, Chip, whatever the fucking wardrobe's name is, Cogsworth, Cherry, and Lumiere. A character whose accent has me convinced that we've shared pictures of Molson at Peel Pub before heading on over to Club Supersex for some $5 lappers. The best example of how extending these backstories really added to the narrative came from making LeFou gay, because his homosexuality didn't feel simply tacked on to get some notoriety for the film. Instead, it informed the audience to the character's motivations and why he'd be willing to participate in such malodorous behavior at the behest of Gaston. And that's important because it ultimately took a one-dimensional character and made him feel more real.
Oh, man. Now I feel bad about making that crack about Richard Simmons earlier.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know, growing up when you're a guy like me who's constantly swimming in punani, you just have it easy. I just slam ass all day long, and I'm constantly rewarded for it. And unfortunately, being one of these people, you end up unfairly characterizing people just for being born differently, and it's not fair to them. Curse these bulging muscles and my overflowing testosterone!
It's testosterone. Anyway, other than the fleshing out of the secondary characters, The New Beauty and the Beast is more or less a scene-for-scene retelling of the original animated movie. Still, the derivative nature of the film was never very detrimental in the end, because as breathtaking as the original film was, Beauty and the Beast isn't art. It's a Disney film, so it's a product designed to sell merchandise to kids and weird adults. And when you have a product that's been selling as consistently well as this one has been for the past 26 years, you don't fuck with the formula, or you end up with new Coke. So although it may have been nice to see Disney change up the visuals, it can't be expected, so there's no use griping about it.
Yeah, sounds like it didn't bother you at all.
Anyway, overall, the movie was well made, well acted, energetic, and thoroughly enjoyable. I definitely suggest it for anyone who has kids or even just a passing interest in seeing the movie. It's far from the most original take on the fairy tale, but that's understandable. And the expanded backstory and great performances kept it fresh enough that you certainly won't find yourself asking for your 2 hours back. Oh, right, and it's way better than Holiday in Handcuffs. Between the two, go see Beauty and the Beast, hands down.
Well, thank you. That was a wonderfully thoughtful review. Now I'm going to go see Holiday in Handcuffs with Dahlia.
Why?
It's just that Beauty and the Beast is about a monster who lives in a castle with all these strange creatures while trying to woo a girl way out of his league. It's a little too on the nose as far as my own situation goes. Well, I'm off. Hopefully I'll be bringing a girl back if I'm lucky, and then I'll get to kill the shit out of her.
Fingers crossed, boss. So, having gone through that situation, I'm trying to sneeze on people as little as possible.
Get the hell out of here, Squid Ghost! Go chuck yourself in front of a camel! We all hate you!
Some people like me. Oh man, I take it the date went well.
It went poorly.
Didn't like the movie?
The movie? Oh, she loved the movie. Wouldn't stop going on about Mario Lopez's abs. She didn't like me. Told me I was too abrasive for her liking. Me! Said I wouldn't stop talking through the movie. Well, I say, what's the point in seeing a movie if you're not going to talk through it?
Damn, sorry, man.
It's okay. At least I got the food out of my teeth.
Oh?
Yeah, well, about halfway through, I got a real hankering for some Oreos. You know how it goes. And I just started stuffing myself like crazy. And you know, the cookie crumbs started grinding the food right out from in between my teeth.
Dude, you got Oreos? Bust them out. I'll go get milk.
Milk? Don't tell me you're a dunker.
Yeah, what are you, a twister?
You're goddamn right I'm a twister. Melissa Joan Hart's a twister, then I'm a twister. She's a national treasure. You think you're better than her? Now you twist that cookie, or I'll twist your dick off.